Okay. She kind of looks familiar. I feel like I've seen her on NFL Network or something, like you said. Let's see.
Sports Center fame. Now she's with The Athletic. And she was seen getting real close and comfy with Mike Vrabel, the Patriots head coach, at a
Oh gosh, what am I doing? I tried to pause.
resort. There's quite a few pictures of them together holding.
Okay, so there's clearly some sort of drama with Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel. Like he said, Mike Vrabel is the head coach of the New England Patriots. Now, he has not been the head coach of the New England Patriots for long. I believe he's in his first year with them. But if you don't know, he's like a pretty well-respected player from the... Oh, shoot, we're supposed to be running. From the Patriots organization. Where's my ball at? Oh, shoot. Oh, gosh, what am I doing? Okay, so let's dive into
hands,
this.
hugging, lounging by the pool in the hot tub, just the two of them.
So that's not really like, it's not really not allowed, right? I mean, what's the is the drama that Mike Vrabel is married or Diana Rossini is married? Interesting. Like I was saying, sorry, I got distracted. Mike Vrabel is a very well-respected former player in the New England Patriots. I don't know if he's Hall of Fame level, but he was a very good. He was with them for their big Super Bowl runs with Tom Brady and all of that stuff. But yeah.
And this is causing quite a stir because Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini are both married to other people. And the evidence
They're both
provided
married.
here is causing a divide, with some claiming that this is clear evidence of cheating and others saying, no, this isn't scandalous. This is actually just normal business etiquette.
They are both married. Ah. Isn't that funny? Alright, sorry, take it away, Moist.
She's just there trying to get the scoop, and this is just all above board professionalism. It's some spicy, messy shit here, and I really want to go over it, so I'm going to show you everything. Real quick, though, I want to make a mention of something that people keep bringing up on stream, so I'm just going to talk about it real quick in this video. There is a Spotify page called Penguin Z0. There's also one for MoistCr1TiKaL Gaming, and people have stumbled upon it, and a lot of people believe that this is some bad actor nefariously re-uploading all of my shit over there. I just want to make it clear, it's me. Well, actually, Aaron. Aaron was the one that's just been uploading on Spotify. Now it's another friend of ours that does it, but it is actually us doing that. Because there's no reason not to do that, especially because of that exploit I talked about a while ago, where there were some bad actors that would re-upload people's audio clips to Spotify in order to copyright claim their actual YouTube videos. So about a year ago, we tried to just get ahead of that when that was starting to pop off, and we just started uploading my full videos over there. So don't panic, it's no one doing anything sketchy, it's just us re-uploading all the content over there, just for the sake of safety, and again, there's really no reason not to. So I guess also shouting out the Spotify here, if you have Spotify and prefer to watch or
Apple
listen
Music.
to things over there,
Apple Music
videos
only.
are available there too. Anyway, let's now dive into the spaghetti and the meatballs here. Diana and Mike were spotted at a
Ah, look at how romantic that looks.
luxury hotel a couple weekends ago, and they spent quite
Charlie has a podcast now, says Runagaroos. Good for them.
a bit of time together, so
He
here's
can
a
do no
picture
wrong.
of them holding hands, and then here's them hugging on that same like rooftop area,
It's so
looking out
romantic.
at the mountains and all of the beautiful green scenery out there. There's also photos of them in the hot tub together and by the pool together, and it's only ever just the two of them. It looks like your fantasy fairy tale vacation getaway. It honestly looks like they're on their honeymoon right now.
Yeah.
And obviously this kind of was a big deal because they are both married to other people. And Diana in particular has been kind of vocal, dunking on her husband over the years. She actually got a bit of a reputation for clowning on him and seemingly like belittling him publicly in front of the whole world to kind of point and laugh at her husband.
To address this, it happened earlier in our program today. For those of you who weren't watching, Diana Rossini said this.
And I think we all do weird things when we're in love, and we overshare and overpost. And look, he's getting married to a beautiful actress. I'm married to someone average. I don't post a lot about him. If I was married to someone beautiful, I'd overpost too.
Oh, what the heck?
Now, this doesn't seem nice. We have put together photos of Diana's husband here.
That's
for
such a
everyone
weird
to
thing
see
to
so you can
say about
make
your...
some amends on national
not
television.
We're average together. And you know what the worst part is? He sent me a text during that segment, not watching because he actually works for a living. And he said, good luck today. Be great on Get Up. So the guy's got a heart of gold, and here I am on national TV killing him. Look, we're average together, but he makes me above average because he married me. So I am so sorry. I need to.
Why is this lady like the most annoying person I've ever listened to?
Divorced by Christmas.
That is heartbreaking to hear. Imagine you sending a text to the love of your life, like, "Hey, good luck. I know you're gonna kill it today."
Am I wrong? But
and then
was
you
that
come home
like?
and see that she's just
Oh
like,
gosh, what I do?
"Yeah, I'm married to someone average. If it was someone beautiful, I'd overpost."
That was like so like unbelievably. I don't want to say cringe, but like just. I guess I could say cringe. It was just very odd. Like, just what an odd way to talk about like your husband. I don't know. On national television. She really is annoying, said Odin Assault. Yeah,
Too.
very off-putting.
Bro, even just like picturing that's got me going into like a fugue state, like I'm traveling through space and time. Like that is brutal. That is awful. And then you can see under the video there, that's just a screenshot someone had taken where, again, she just publicly clowns on her husband, where someone made a comment saying, "You need a boyfriend," and she says, "Yeah, I tell that to my husband all the time." Ooh-wee. Jeepers. Like that, I don't know how that just gets played off as like a joke. That's just a terrible thing to say about your life partner, your fucking supposed soulmate that you're married to just publicly being like, yeah, they're average, they're not beautiful or anything. If they were beautiful, I'd probably be posting a lot about them too, but I'm kind of ashamed, so, I throw them into the basement and try and just forget that they exist because they're not...
Yeah. I mean, maybe there's a reason she's no longer at NFL Network, but, yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. I remember her on NFL Network, but I don't remember... I mean, obviously she wasn't like a focal point, because typically on NFL Network your focal point is like the actual players and stuff. Like the former players who played actually typically get all the main looking at. But yeah, I think maybe if this was like an offhand thing, or this was in side communications, it'd be more like I'd be slightly more like, oh, okay, she's ribbing on her husband. But like, why say that on national television? Oh, no, this says, I would be hurt if I was with a girl that they clowned on me. Veronica Rose, I wouldn't say anything like that, partner or friend. Yeah. All right, let's go for a really weak shot here. All right. Sorry. Take it away, Moist.
Not beautiful, they're just average.
No,
and then like,
don't
oh
get
yeah,
that
I
Mario.
really need a boyfriend. I keep telling my husband that, haha.
Oh,
That's
man.
fucked up, man. And I feel like if a guy went out there and said like, "Oh, my wife, she's a real battle axe. She's not really a looker, so I don't like to post about her," it would be perceived far different than Diana
I'm sorry,
Rossini.
that's incredibly mean. But I'm sorry, but in general, saying somebody's not a looker, I think it's pretty funny. Now, obviously, not to say about like your significant other, but I just mean in general. Dude, look who's in first place. Listen, when I make fun of my friends, I go directly to them in my calls with them, not on a broadcast. Well, I think there's a way you can rib on your significant other in public. I think the way she was joking was the problem. Like, it was the joke to be specific. Get good. Yes, nice.
He's clowning on her husband has been. I just don't know who hears that and thinks that it's like, ha ha ha, in good fun. I'm sure her husband also really appreciates when he gets insulted on live TV, and not even like playfully insulted, just called average at best. Your wife going out there on TV in front of the whole world, in front of God and anime, and just say like, yeah, my husband's not beautiful, so I don't like to post about him. That's extremely hurtful. Anyway, the point of me showing you this is that in light of these pictures and the story, which we're going to get a little more into the story, it feels believable that she would be unfaithful to her husband because she's made a habit out of publicly belittling him, insulting him, and just point blank saying that she doesn't find him beautiful. It's not like she
Did
ever
they beat me on the very last shot?
Like, no, actually, my husband is beautiful.
Oh no, he got 110. He did beat me on the very last shot.
But I'm average too. We're average together. We're both average in this together. But if he was beautiful, I'd be posting.
And I'm sorry, but like, yeah, like I said, it's not the fact that you're ribbing on your significant other. It's what is being said. Calling your significant other average is a very odd thing to say. Like, if you want to make fun of like your, like if you want to make fun of like your significant other, like, I don't know, like how they like fold the laundry or something, or how they like sleep or something, you know what I mean? Like I feel like that stuff is in play, but like straight up being like, yeah, my significant other's kind of like it's like a 5 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10, you know, that's like, it's like, what the heck, bro? Yeah, it's not flattering, I should say.
Posting about him a lot. So like, it's all good, like it's all fine. Now, in light of this story blowing up, there has been a statement from the Athletic executive editor Steven Ginsberg saying that the photos are misleading and lack essential context. These were public interactions in front of many people. Diana is a premier journalist covering the NFL, and we're proud to have her at the Athletic. Rossini said in her own statement that many reporters in her field interact with sources outside of stadium and work venues, and the photos don't represent the group of 6 people who were hanging out during the day. So basically they're claiming that there were more people there and this is all just professional. This is something normal that, you know, people in her field interact with sources outside of the stadium, which is
sure as heck did not seem professional or normal to me. I mean, they were straight up holding hands. Like, I don't know about you guys, but when, you know, I mean, I don't make it a habit to go around and holding people's hands that I'm not in a relationship with. That doesn't happen too often.
Very true. That does happen a lot. Sometimes you'll even see them like go hang out at a bar or go out to dinner or something. And that is professional. It's
That's
also
fine.
Very different than going to a luxury hotel and holding hands with your source, hugging your source, that kind of thing. Like, that's very different, and they're claiming that there was a group of 6 people with them, but none of the alleged eyewitnesses corroborate that theory, that game theory. According to 3 other eyewitnesses, they told Page 6 that they didn't see Vrabel or Rossini with a group of friends.
My goodness, I'm
or
hitting
anything.
all trees
They
right
said,
now.
no, he was with a girl.
Oh,
and the
my
sequence
goodness.
of photographs taken at various points during
Hitting
the day show
every
only
single
the
tree.
2 of them. Now, according to a source close to Diana, she was staying at the hotel during a hiking trip with 2 female friends, and Vrabel told Page 6 that they and the coach drove up for the day with another pal, and then all drove back to their own hotel some 2 hours away after hanging out. But then, I guess, Diana and Vrabel were just still left alone there at the hotel after their friends all came through and partied and enjoyed their time together. Like, I guess that's the story. Probably worth mentioning that that hotel they stay at, the Ambiente, prides itself on being a romantic getaway, boasting on its website about the 158 proposals that took place in the thousands of anniversaries and honeymoons that have been celebrated at that hotel.
So the hotel is literally known for being a romantic getaway? Come on. I was born... What's the line? I wasn't born yesterday? It's just like flat out like dishonest, like if you're straight up cheating, just be like, yeah, I was out cheating. Why the, oh my goodness. Be good ball.
Hotel. Like, that seems to be its main shtick. That's the big thing about this location. So it is a little peculiar that this was the hotel where everyone decided, let's go party at the Ambiente together, and then we're all going to leave except for Mike and Diana. You guys can hang out here. We're going to all drive 2 hours back to the other hotel. It's perplexing. It is a very interesting explanation here. Now, personally, even if that is true, I still think them holding hands and hugging and shit is not for the sake of the story and trying to get information out of her source or anything. That goes way above and beyond the call of duty there. That is not something reporters, I believe, typically choose to do. It just doesn't really check out. So personally, I'm of the belief that this is scandalous, especially due to Diana's very open book policy on dunking on her husband. It feels like this is something that is very out of line. I don't think this is something that should be happening between a reporter and their source. If this is actually normal, it shouldn't be, because this does feel like it's a romantic getaway between the two of them. I do believe that that's what's happening here. I don't really buy the argument that this is all just normal reporting. I just don't. But I'll go ahead and show you a perspective from someone who does believe that. Another big player in this field.
I don't think we really knew what was going on. Like, that's the first thing. We actually don't know. It's a bunch of still photos. We don't know. And people nowadays jump to conclusions so quickly, myself included. First minute I saw it, I was like, oh, what is she doing, blah, blah. And then I'm like, I don't actually know what was going on. And I talked to a friend of mine, a woman reporter who has been in journalism for a long time, and she's like, I don't want to jump to conclusions either, but it's definitely not smart of her to be in a hot tub at the same time as an NFL coach, so she's covering.
He keeps mentioning the hot tub photos and that it was a bad judgment call to do that. And he's right, that is a bad judgment call to do that. But he also neglects to talk about, like, the much more romantic photos between the two of them, which is the hand holding and the hugging and, like, longingly gazing out at the open scenery out there, that kind of thing, where it looks like they are a couple. So he is focused on, like, the hot tub ones and trying to come up with, like, explanations for how that could be normal for reporting, and I just don't subscribe to that idea at all. He just keeps saying that it wasn't a good idea optics-wise, as opposed to, like, believing something scandalous unfolded.
And I don't disagree. I also think there's a huge double standard. Like, if I were doing a story about Mike Vrabel, let's just say, I was assigned a piece by The Athletic, and he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna, why don't you hang out with me at the pool today? You can interview me then. And I'm like, great. I hang out with him for the day on the pool.
Bro, is that really where this guy's going? Dude, they were holding hands. They were looking longingly into each other's eyeballs, into each other's ojos, and they were whispering sweet nothing. I don't know. I'm making that up. I don't know about that part. But they were.
And at one point he's like, oh, my back stiffens up. I'm going to go in the hot tub. You want to go in the hot tub? And I'll be like, yeah, I have a bad back. Sure. Like, nobody would be like, reporter Jeff Pearlman has cozy relationship with Mike Vrabel. It is a woman thing. And it is unfair, but a reality for women reporters that they really have to be, it's unfair, but cautious.
That example completely falls apart, though, when you look at the other photos of them together. Jeff, if there were photos of you and Vrabel hanging out by the pool, fucking drinking brewskis, giggling, whatever, and then going into the hot tub, just hanging out, posting up just two bros being dudes, that's one thing. And you're right, no one's going to be like, Mike and Jeff here are canoodling. But if there are then also photos of the two of you holding hands and maybe you nuzzling your head onto his chest as he's embracing you tightly with a big hug,
that's what I'm saying.
Like in the photos of him and Diana, then there definitely would be people that are saying you have a very cozy relationship with Mike. This feels as though it is something more romantic as opposed to professional. 1000%, Jeff. That would absolutely happen. Because there's no way of explaining why you'd be holding hands and hugging each other. What? Did Mike's hands start cramping up so you were massaging them? Is that why they were holding hands? His hands just, they were cold, so they needed some body heat? Or what about, like, the big hug? Was this like an action shot and Mike had stumbled over, he slipped on a banana peel and was falling, so he grabbed on to Diana and the two just ended up, like, hugging in order to balance out Mike? I doubt it. There's no real explanation for that other than just being cozy, Jeff.
When writing about, in particular, men, and, like, if I was doing a Sean McVay profile and Sean McVay was like, why don't we just meet and we'll just go out to dinner and grab a bite? I wouldn't even think twice. I'd be like, sure. But if a woman reporter is seen with Mike Vrabel out at a restaurant, you could easily see, page 6, photos of Mike Vrabel with this reporter. Is this an affair? What is this?
I don't really think that example works all that well because reporters going out to dinner with the person they're interviewing is already normalized for both men and women. And yes, there definitely will be some people that make the assumption like, oh, this celebrity was with this reporter at dinner by candlelight, thus they must be dating, this must be some kind of, big nefarious affair. But that's a much bigger assumption to make. Like, that one is more of a leap because that is something that does actively happen often with both men and women reporters. What doesn't happen often is what we're seeing here with Diana and Mike, with the holding hands, hugging, that kind of thing, at a resort known for, like, honeymoons and getaways and proposals and stuff like that. A romantic resort getaway where it is only the two of them that are seen. The other people, there's no evidence that they were actually there, at least not from everything that's available at this moment, other than people claiming that they were there, like the individuals claiming that they were there. None of the eyewitnesses note that there was anyone besides the two of them. That is much different than just going to dinner with your source.
So it's just such a painful double standard. Another thing is she has a very long, high-quality reputation. And I'm just not willing to jump on there was something nefarious going on here. They're having an affair, they're having a scandal, blah, blah, blah. I'm just not there. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Why don't you go ask
taking a bunch of photos.
Go ask
and
their
doing
husband
what we
and
do in
wives. I mean, it's that simple.
Jumping all over it.
It's not about
There
what
was video,
you think,
I guess, maybe,
buddy.
if one of them admitted it, if the spouse, blah, blah, blah. I just don't know. Now, all that being said, is it...
Yeah, I mean, who cares what this guy thinks? Who are you? Their spouses are the ones you need to go talk to. I'm just saying what it looked like to me.
Smart of her to go in a hot tub with an NFL coach? I know it's unfair, but no.
Again, he is so fixated on just the hot tub photo. I don't know if that's all he saw is like the pool and hot tub photo and he didn't see the others. I really don't know, but that's not like the most telling one, I would argue. Again, it's very possible they're not having an affair, but this behavior is certainly not professional, and it is very weird to be acting this way with your source. Anyway, I'm sure there will be additional information on the relationship between these two, and I'm gonna keep paying attention to it because I'm actually pretty interested to see how it all unfolds here. Anyway, that's really about it. See ya.
Okay, well, there wasn't... I actually thought there was a lot less there than even I expected. I don't know. Who was that guy? I don't even know who that guy was. That was like... He was just some other reporter or someone that was there or something like that. But ultimately, based on those pictures, he's guilty. Throw him in the slammer. No, I'm kidding. I mean, am I wrong? Like, were the pictures, where this was the vibe, those two were giving off not weird? And oddly romantic? They were at like a romantic... based hotel that touts how many marriages and relationships that get started there. I don't know. Weird. Definitely a weird story. And again, as I was saying before, like, I feel like you can't have a true grasp on what's going on until you talk to the husband and the wife to see what they think. I guess their family's opinions are the only thing that really, truly matter.
Well, looks like you've reached the end, haven't you, you imbeciles? On Enter ChazmaN, you'll witness gaming brilliance beyond your comprehension. ChazmaN Live brings the drama. Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. EST. Long Plays delivers full journeys, uncut and unspoiled. Join the Patreon, Discord, Instagram, and TikTok below, if you can manage it. Still not following Enter ChazmaN? Then mediocrity clearly suits you.